Hi, my name is Steve Anderson. I'm an artist, an activist, and I've been a maker and a builder most of my life. Years ago, I had a production art foundry, and I'm interested in metal arts and specifically sculptural, representational work. And because of the economy, my business began to fail. And at the same time, a friend of mine who was a metal fabricator, his name is Art Donnelly, his business was also struggling, and he had taken a vacation to Costa Rica. And when he was in Costa Rica, he discovered that the migrant farm workers on the farm that he was visiting would cook over open fire indoors, and the children were breathing the smoke and growing up with a large percentage of kids were growing up with these respiratory diseases. And so Art thought to himself, I could do something about this. I'm a metal artist, and I want to invent a clean cook stove. I want to create something that will help these people to cook indoors without the smoke. And so Art came back from that experience, and as his business was failing, he began developed more and more interest in this clean cook stove idea, and he was able to come up with a stove called an estufa finca. And he dubbed that estufa finca because that's Spanish for farm stove. And the stove cooks smokeless. It's very efficient, burns wood or whatever biomass at 3 to 9 times the efficiency. Let me show you, this here is an estufa finca that I was talking about. So this is the basic estufa finca with a alteration of my own doing. One of the problems with the original estufa finca is it requires electricity because you use a drill motor to drill holes. And I designed a punch system that makes louvers that allows you to open and close your secondary air right here, which gives you more control of your oxygen to the fire. And as you can see, the genius of this stove is designed so that nothing has to be shipped anywhere. All these products are found everywhere in the world. You've got a steel 5-gallon pail, a number 10 can, which is common everywhere in the world, and a metal roofing shroud that allows a preheat of the oxygen as it goes to the secondary air. This one's a couple years old, so it's a little abused. It's got a bit of rust, but it still works like a champ. The bottoms do tend to rot out, and so we've just dropped a piece of perforated stainless inside so we can keep using this one. And but it's usually good for 3 months of everyday use, and if it's occasional use, you can get one of these to last a year and produce enough biochar for a backyard small raised bed garden, or that sort of a small garden for a backyard. So Art's project is relative to the third world, and he got grant money and support from National Geographic and a number of others groups. I began giving workshops to help fundraise for cchar.org, that's their website. And in building these clean cook stoves, I started thinking about what way I can contribute to this project and this idea, but let's put it into a first world application, because there's a number of possibilities that we could do here. We have pea patches, and we have people that like to burn in the backyard, burn barrels. There's all kinds of opportunities to develop technologies, use these technologies to benefit us here at home. So my first concept was a pizza oven, and so we built a clay oven, and that clay oven lasted 1 season. It cooks a pizza in 3 to 5 minutes. That's around 800 degrees. When we put a laser temperature to the estufa finca when we were testing it out, the estufa finca on the laser read between 800 and 1,000 degree temperatures at the hot spot, and that's just right for a 3 to 5 minute pizza. So that first year, the clay pizza, I made the mistake of leaving it in the weather, and the first heavy rain, it collapsed. This led me down the road to explore various other refractories and explore these ideas. Then it all of a sudden dawned on me, I'm a foundryman, I'm a sculptor. I like to do figurative representational work, and if I made the pizza oven in metal, I wouldn't have to worry about it collapsing. Okay, so this is a pizza oven. This is our proof of concept model, and I had to make it portable, so I cast it in aluminum. And but I had it wrapped around the idea is I needed a door, and so I wrapped it around a moon shell. So the idea here is the tentacles are grabbing the moon shell and it's consuming the moon shell, and then the handle is a starfish, and the starfish is basically letting go. It's giving up its attempt at the moon shell and letting it go to the octopus. So the handle is made out of fiberglass and Bondo, and we're going to clean it up and paint it. And I've got a little bit of finish work to do on the base. But this is the base that was used for the clay oven, and we're going to build a trailer around this project later, but right now we had to come up with a base so we can start cooking pizzas and doing workshops and such. So, cool. So when I'm going to run the pizza oven, I'll load the barrel with wood. I tend to cut pallet wood because that's a common waste stream here, but you can, I think the original design was based off of burning grass in South Africa from an Engineers Without Borders design. And so you load the wood in on end, and you cut them down enough to leave room for a mixing chamber where the secondary air is. You pack that really tight and light a fire on top. And when you have a nice robust fire across the top, you'd put the lid on. And then I would load this into the pizza oven carefully. Now the flame will be going up through the pizza oven, heating up the chamber, heating up. There's a stone inside, pottery stone. We got a little refractory fallout, but there's a stone there that we put your pizza oven or your pizzas on and cook them. And then the heat collects inside and vents out the Octopie's vents. So and the next job is to wait for a couple of dry days, and we'll wire brush the whole thing, and then it'll be painted. And we're going for some degree of realism. So it'll have color. It'll hopefully retain some of the metallic look, but it'll have color. We're going to refinish the exterior. We've got rope that gets glued in here and a handle that's a ship's anchor in bronze. And so then we'll be transporting this to farmers markets and green events, and be displaying it and fundraising for the bigger project, the larger project. So not only are we building our proof of concept, but we're actually going forward and assisting with the Beacon Hill Food Forest fundraising for that project there.